Yesterday, the Grand Rapids Griffins won in their back-to-back contests against the Manitoba Moose, and Eddie Genborg scored his first AHL goal. Anton Johansson got his first as well. It was a big game. The Griffins put up 7 in this one. They're within 1 point of league right behind the Providence Bruins with 1 game left. In Detroit, they lost, but so did Ottawa and so did Columbus. Detroit's right back at it against Minnesota today, and it looks like the team has run out of gas. This is your 7-Minute Wings. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura. Please click the like button. Please click the subscribe. Happy Easter to everyone who's celebrating today. This one's a little less formal today. I just wanted to get this out. I have a stream going on this morning on my other channel, but I really wanted to get some thoughts in here. First, the Griffins. Absolutely rolling into the postseason. John Leonard gets his 32nd goal. He ends up as the game's first star with a goal and 2 assists. Michael Branzig-Nygaard, he gets a goal and an assist. He's sitting at 19. He has a chance to hit 20 in his first season over here and really looks confident. MBN's goal was an absolute beauty. He had one hand on the stick, using the other arm to kind of shield himself. Goes in, backhands it top shelf. His confidence is brimming, and so he's skating more. You add in the physicality, you add in his ability to get off a shot with no time and no space, and this has been a really exciting year. MBN in Grand Rapids, that was the best thing that could happen to him, and he's made it work. 2 Griffins scored their first goals. Anton Johansson, he did a shot from the blue line, it deflected, it bounced 5-hole, goes in, he gets his first. He had played with the team last season for a few games and into the playoffs, so this isn't his first go around with the Griffins, but it's his first goal. And then Eddie Genborg. It's amazing when you watch him play. It's so easy to forget that he's just 18 at this point. He's about to turn 19 in just a couple weeks here. When you see his face, you know this is just a young guy, but on the ice, he's big, he skates hard. John Leonard gets the primary assist. Leonard was skating down, does a beautiful drop pass. Genborg skates into it, hits it, knocks it in, gets his first goal. So 2 guys have their mantelpieces after this one. And as I said in the opening, the Griffins are now just 1 point behind Providence for league lead. There's 5 games left. Griffins are sitting at 103 points. Providence is at 104. Griffins have already locked up the Western Conference and their division. I'd love to see them grab the league. It's going to be tight. They basically would have to win 4 of the next 5, just the way the Providence is playing. And they may need to win all 5 of the next 5 to grab it. Wojciech Stachowiak, he stays hot. He has another 2-point game. He now has 11 points in 6 games played for the Griffins. And I talked about this. He had only put up, 17 points total for Syracuse before he came over. Really impressive what Stachowiak has done since he's gotten to the team. Like I said, before he started scoring here, he'd had a 10-game pointless streak, and it just something has clicked. And yeah, he only had 17 points for Syracuse in 38 games. He has 11 points for the Griffins in 6 games. So what a difference that trade made. So the Griffins, again, they take the edge off of a brutal loss. Detroit just looks like they're out of gas. I don't know how quickly I'll be updating, but they have to turn around and play Minnesota, and Minnesota did them a favor by beating Ottawa. So the standings are super tight again. Washington's crawled within 1, so you've got Ottawa at 88, you've got Detroit at 88, you've got Philly at 88, you've got the Capitals at 87. You could end up with a 5-way tie at 88 points because nobody seems to want to win this thing. And the Red Wings just look like they're out of gas. This is starting to feel less like the end of the season, a race to the playoffs, and more like the end of Old Yeller, where you're just waiting for it to be over. Because Detroit, they just look like they're completely out of gas. Jonathan Quick, yes, he plays a great game, but if you're serious about getting into the playoffs, you make life uncomfortable for a goaltender, and Detroit doesn't have that person. David Perron, he gets on the board, but where are the guys? If you look at Florida, if you look at Brad Marchand before he left Boston, he went to Florida, teams that find a way in, they are borderline with their play in front of the net. And I say borderline just because the refs stop calling penalties eventually, where they are all over the goaltenders. They are making plays, they're bumping, they're nudging. I'm not talking about going over a line, but they're in the crease trying to get something going. It feels like they're always on the perimeter. They're always away from making the play that will actually get you on the board. And you need that again. Maybe they need to hire Thomas Holmstrom full time, and I'm not sure. Maybe more of his goals would have been called back in the new era, but if you're serious about getting into the playoffs, you need to make life uncomfortable. Everybody else is losing and giving you an opportunity here. Detroit's going to play Minnesota. They have a chance to finally pull ahead. You've got games in hand against Philly, Washington, and Columbus, and it's Detroit and Ottawa tied. So even though you've got 4 teams with 88 points and 1 with 87, you've got games in hand, Detroit and Ottawa. You have to win. But we keep saying that, and it just feels like they're completely out of gas, and it feels like, in a way, the team is just kind of resigned because they're not doing the things they need to do to get on the board and into the playoffs. Hopefully they change that today. Hopefully it's a turnaround surprise win like we saw against Philly, like we saw against Buffalo. You're out of time, and you needed wins. Hopefully they can get it done. This was your 7-Minute Wings.